they acting up again?
Oh no. Okay, well we better check it out right now, okay? So, yeah. Now make sure that the cord is plugged in totally.
It's all plugged in and working.
It's working now, eh?
Hello, I'm Ian, and welcome to your host, and welcome to School Reach. Today's game is between West Carleton and Hillcrest. Now, if the players can introduce themselves. Starting with West Carleton.
Hi, I'm Clive Goodinson.
Neil Armstrong.
Stephen.
Jason Owen.
And now Hillcrest.
Mark Conjo.
Warm.
Michael Cora. Marcus Chen.
Okay, we'll play 3 rounds of questions with a minute break between each round. Now, the scorekeeper is ready. We'll begin round 1 of School Reach. Say, 40-point snap start to round 1. What lake is located within a volcanic caldera in the state of Oregon? Mark?
Crater Lake.
Yep. Okay, number 2. When we speak of opera buffa, to what type of opera are we referring?
Comic opera.
Yep. Who bore King Henry VIII's only son? Mark again.
Catherine of Aragon.
No. Steve?
Anne Boleyn.
No, it's James Seymour. And what is the second day of the week? Steve?
Monday.
That is correct.
I have no clue what's going on. I can't see the boards at all. I have no clue what's going on.
Oh.
I'm just gonna move this.
Okay, sure. Move the scoreboard forward. Okay?
Economics. What would I call something that is owned? Steve?
Property.
No. Hillcrest? Marcus?
Asset.
Yep, an asset. Okay. In what kind of budget are revenues equal to expenditures? Steve?
A balanced budget.
That's correct. And who is the new Canadian Finance Minister? Steve?
Donald Zinkowski.
That is correct. Okay, we have a 30-point open question on the Holocaust. At which death camp were the most Jews exterminated? Steve?
Auschwitz.
Yeah, that's correct. Kristallnacht refers to a night in Germany when violence against Jews escalated to a higher level. In what year did Kristallnacht? Steve?
1938.
Yeah, that's correct. An unprecedented series of trials attempting in large part to prosecute those who carried out the Holocaust. Steve?
Nuremberg.
That's correct. Okay, we have a 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 5-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-part questions in part 2. Scramble for 5 points. The connected system of weights and measures based on an arbitrary unit, the meter, is called what? Warren? We accept that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says here the metric system. Okay, so all the questions go to Hillcrest. In what country was the metric system first implemented?
France.
That's correct. What does the metric abbreviation capital M stand for?
Mega.
2 is correct. In this system, what does the capital letter L stand for?
Leader.
Yep, that's correct. Okay, now I have a 40-point open question on books, West Carleton Universities. In the novel Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where was Fort Prefect from? Mark?
Beetlejuice.
That's correct. Who authored the books The Autobiography of Malcolm X and Roots? Steve?
Alex Haley.
That's correct. Until its demise in 1976, it was Canada's most widely read publication, reaching an annual circulation of up to 16 million. What was its name? Neil? That's incorrect. Okay.
Time.
No, it's the Eaton's catalog. And whose presidential library is located in Yorba Linda, California? Mark?
Nixon.
Yeah, Rich Nixon. Okay, now we have a 20-point open question on pharmaceuticals. Cyclosporine and, excuse me a second, and immunosuppressants developed in 1972 is beneficial after tissue and organ transplants. Why? Mark?
It impedes the immune system.
Can you accept that? Yeah? Okay. Prevents rejection of transplanted tissue. Accept that's correct. Salk and Sabin vaccines are used for the prevention of what disease? Warren? Yes. Okay, now we have an 80-point assigned question on scientific discoveries. Here's an assigned question of...
Reset, please.
Sorry. Here's an assigned question on scientific discoveries in which each member of each team is assigned a 10-point question. If you miss your question, then your counterpart on the opposing team will have a chance to have it for 5 points. Okay, name the person who is credited with the following discovery or invention. Starting with Clive, X-rays. That's correct. Neil, the light bulb. Edison. 2 is correct. Steve, radioactivity.
Curie.
No. Mark? That was Antoine Becquerel. And Jason, the laser. No. Marcus? No, it was Theodore Maiman. Okay, now for Hillcrest, Mark, the nuclear structure of the atom.
4.
That's incorrect. Clive?
Rutherford.
Rutherford. Okay, Warren, the vacuum tube rectifier. No. Correct. No, Sir John Fleming. Mark, the phonograph. Steve?
Edison.
Yes. And the wireless radio, wireless overlay.
Bell.
No, that's Jason.
Marconi.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, now a 30-point question on history. King Henry VIII broke with the Roman Catholic Church after it refused to annul his marriage to which of his wives? Mark?
Catherine of Aragon.
Yes. What event during World War II forced the resignation of Prime Minister Chamberlain? Mark?
Hitler's attack on Poland.
No, sorry.
The failure of the Union Pact.
No, it's the British defeat in Norway, resulting in the loss of Norway to Germany. Which king was executed after the English Civil War? Mark?
Charles I.
Yes, that's correct. Now, a 40-point snap out to end the round. At England's Ascot racing meet, it is de rigueur for men to wear formal morning suits. What is a must for women? Mark?
An umbrella.
No. Steve?
A top hat.
A hat. Yeah, okay.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Who won the 1990 Wimbledon singles for men? Jason?
Shaq.
That's correct. Mark?
Becker.
No, it's Stefan Edberg. Who wrote The Diamond Throne, the first book in the new Millennium series? Mark?
Eddings.
Yes, David Eddings. And Disney's Fantasia contains an orchestral
Reset.
arrangement
Reset.
of which great Bach work? Mark?
No.
Roscoe? Steve?
The symphony pastoral.
No, it's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. There's a minute break until round 2.
That's right.
Back to school each, and a 40-point snap start to round 2. Which mineral is required by the thyroid gland to produce? Mark?
Iodine.
Yes. With whom would one associate the book Leviathan? Steve?
Hobbes.
Thomas Hobbes, that's correct. Which American city refers to its subway as the T? Clive?
New York.
That's incorrect.
Chicago.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
No.
It's Boston.
No.
With which country would I associate the name Ion Ilescu? Steve?
Romania.
That is correct. Okay, a who am I question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue, and 10 points less with each succeeding clue until either team answers the questions correctly. Okay, clue A. I was born on a farm in Illinois in 1837 and had a distinguished service record as an Indian Scout in the U.S. Who am I?
Steve? James Fenimore Cooper.
That is incorrect. Mark?
Tom Longboat.
That is analysis incorrect. Clue B. In my declining years, I busied myself with gambling. On August 10, 1876, while playing poker, I was shot in the back by one Jack Call. Clive?
Jesse James.
That's incorrect, and I'll continue the clue for Phillips. My poker hand, a pair of aces and a pair of eights, has been known thereafter as the dead man's hand. Who am I? Marcus?
Wild Bill Hickok.
That is correct for 30 points. Okay, a 30-point question question on Canadiana. Identify the following Canadians of the past. Who was the founding member of the Group of Seven? Steve?
Carmichael.
That is correct. Who developed a carriage and motor car company which became General Motors of Canada? Steve?
No.
Okay. Marcus?
Edison.
No, it's Robert McLaughlin. Which industrialist established the success of the Seagram Company Limited? Mark?
Brownman.
Samuel Brownman, that's correct. Okay, 30-point open question on halogens. What element can be produced by bombarding bismuth with a helium nuclei? Probably a great question. This element can be prepared by bombarding bismuth with helium nuclei. Name this element. Neil?
Radon.
That's incorrect. Marcus?
Fluorine.
Astatine. That's probably incorrect as well. Okay, this element was formerly prepared from seaweed, but is now produced from oil well brines. A deficiency of this element can cause thyroid.
Iodine.
That's correct. Name this non-metallic halogen element that is isolated as a pale, yellowish, flammable, irritating, toxic diatomic gas. Mark?
Chlorine.
That's incorrect. Neil?
Chlorine.
Yes. Okay, 40-point open question on Greek mythology. Who is the muse of tragedy? No answer, it's Melpomene. Okay, who is the goddess of health? Neil?
Hygiene.
That's incorrect. Marcus?
Hygiene.
That is correct, Hygeia. Okay, who is the god of darkness and the intermediate region? Neil?
Hades.
That's incorrect. And the intermediate region between Upper Earth and Hades? No answer. It's Erebus. Who is the goddess of victory? Neil?
Nike.
That's correct. An 80-point open question on art. Look at the pictures reproduced on the back page. Okay. Look at the pictures reproduced on the back page and answer the following questions. 51. Mystery surrounds the death in Algonquin Park of this important artist. Jason?
Tom Thompson.
That's correct. In what gallery is this painting, The West Wind, located? Mark?
National Gallery of Canada.
That's incorrect.
And then Master Gallery.
No, it's the Art Gallery of Ontario. What band of painters was influenced by Thompson? Jason?
Group 7.
That's correct. Name the famous BC-born artist who painted... Steve?
Emily Carr.
That's correct. 26 of her paintings were shown in an exhibition of West Coast art in 1927 in Ottawa. In which gallery were they shown? Mark?
National Gallery.
That's correct. Emily Carr was raised in what West Coast city? Neil?
Prince Rupert.
That's incorrect. Mark?
Prince George.
No, it was Victoria. Who painted number 28C?
Jason.
That's correct. Sunflowers was painted by Van Gogh in which French town? Steve?
Paris.
That's incorrect. Mark?
Aix-la-Chapelle.
No, it's Arles. Okay, 30-point open question on Monday, question 4. The word Monday comes from the Anglo-Saxon moon, the moonstead, correct. The term Blue Monday was originally applied to the Monday before what? Mark?
Before Blue Moon.
That's incorrect. What? A new moon? No, it's the Monday before Lent. And on Blue Monday, what did Bavarian churches do? On Blue Monday, what did Bavarian churches do? Mark?
Paint your doors blue.
That's incorrect. Close. Steve?
Put out blue lanterns.
The answer here is decorated in blue. I guess it's a song. Lyrics to a song that none of us would love to hear. Okay. So both are incorrect. 40 points not break down the round. Who did the Romans worship as their god of war? Neil?
Mars.
That's correct. Which famous American playwright wrote The Glass Menagerie? Mark?
William.
Tennessee Williams, yes. Name the author who created Count Dracula. Steve?
Bram Stoker.
That's correct. And what was the name of the manipulator system that Spar Aerospace developed? Mark?
Canada.
That's correct. And 1 minute break until round 3. With the scores at 2:45 for West Carleton and 2:15 for Hillcrest.
Okay.
Okay. Now back to round 3. Okay, 40 points, snap start to round 3. What is the northernmost island in Canada's Arctic? It's Clyde.
Ellesmere.
That's correct. What was the name of the clique who ruled Upper Canada until Steve?
The Family Compact.
That's correct. What is the name of the long-distance bike race that snakes across Steve?
The Tour de France.
That's correct. And what did the Hudson's Bay Company explorers call the territory between Steve?
Rupert's Land.
That's incorrect. Call the territory between the tree line and the Arctic Ocean. Mark? Yes? Call it the barren grounds or the barren lands. Okay, 40-point team question. In this two-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 5-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Scramble for 5 points. Located on the Mediterranean Sea, what is the capital of Lebanon? Neil. That is correct. And all the questions go to West Carleton. The remaining questions deal with Beirut. As a Phoenician city in ancient times, what was Beirut's name? Clyde?
Ur.
No, it was Berytus. During the Lebanese Civil War of 1975 and 76, what two major groups were involved? Steve?
Christians and Muslims.
That's correct. In what year did France and the U.S. withdraw from Beirut after losing nearly 300 troops in terrorist attacks? Steve?
1982.
Sorry, it was 1983. Okay, 40-point open question on Hawaii. Spell Hawaii. Steve?
Hawaii.
That is correct. On which of the Hawaiian Islands is Honolulu located? Steve?
Oahu.
That is correct. That's right. What is the official nickname of Hawaii? Mark?
The island state.
That's incorrect. Steve?
The Sun State.
No, the Aloha State. And what name did Captain James Cook give? Steve?
The South Sandwich Islands.
I'll accept that. The Sandwich Islands. Okay, 40-point open question on words. Identify the two four-letter words, anagrams of each other, from the following clues. I am a herbivorous, or however you want to pronounce it, quadruped and an article of clothing worn by the ancient Romans. Neil?
Toga.
That's incorrect.
Toga and. Okay.
So, Mark?
Toga and gold.
That is correct. We need both words. I am a young horse and formed when blood solidifies. Mark?
What is a clot and a colt?
That is correct. Ultimate cloth, actually. I am baked goods and am also a rebuff. Anyone? Clyde?
Bangs and Snap.
That is correct. And I'm a large, wild herbivore and a part of a woodwind instrument. Warren? That is correct. Okay, 30-point open question on cities. Located on the river Vistula, the city of Eastern Europe gave its name to a treaty of mutual defense. Steve?
Warsaw.
That is correct. Located on the lagoon of the Adriatic Sea, the city is built on numerous islands.
Reset.
I'm sorry. Steve?
Venice.
That is correct. Reset. The city is the capital of West Bengal, India, and is Steve.
Calcutta.
You know your cities. Okay. 100 points snap out to end the game. Beowulf is an ancient epic. Steve.
Anglo-Saxon.
No.
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 Is an ancient epic associated with which country? Mark?
England.
That's correct. What position did Tony Fernandez of the Toronto Blue Jays play? Jason?
Shortstop.
That's correct. Alexander Cookie and Cora Dithers are characters in which comic strip? Jason?
Lonnie?
That's correct. Who was the first U.S. president to hold office exclusively in the 20th century? Mark?
Roosevelt?
Could you be more specific?
Theodore.
That is correct. Okay, who was the first boxer to win a world title 5 times? Jason?
Muhammad Ali?
That is incorrect. Mark?
Joe Louis.
No, Sugar Ray Robinson. Who is the 29th U.S. president? Steve?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
That's incorrect. Yeah, Mark?
Reagan.
No, Warren G. Harding. Okay. Who wrote the Outline of History? Steve?
H.G. Wells.
That's correct. What is the cube root of 125? Jason?
5.
Correct. Who invented the submachine gun? Steve?
Kathleen.
That's incorrect. The answer is John T. Thompson. And finally, in what year was the British Broadcasting Company founded? Jason?
1947.
That's incorrect. Mark?
24.
No, it was 1921. Okay, you're ready for the game.
And the score?
With a score of 400 for West Carleton, and is that right? And 265 for Hillcrest.
Okay, that's good. West Carleton, save your signs for Friday. Good game. Oh, reset, please.